Good day to all. My name is Shivani and today I am going to discuss on the topic predatory publications. It is a very interesting topic to know about predatory publishers because India is in forefront with this predatory publishing. What do you mean by predatory? Predatory is something that is inclined or intended to damage or exploit others for personal benefit or profit. Predatory journals and publishers are a global threat that focuses self-interest over academic scholarship. In a nutshell, these are engaged in dishonest publication methods, which includes deceptive pricing, the use of fictitious impact factors, lack of openness, or false claim about the rigor of the peer review processes, aggressive and indiscriminate solicitation. Predatory journal was the term coined by Jeffrey Bella. In the scholarly publishing environment, it has become a hot topic to discuss. Contradictory statements, false impact factors, incorrect or misrepresented editorial board details, false indexing details, and misleading claims about their peer review process are all standard features of a predatory journal's website or emails with poorly drafted web pages. Predatory online publishers take advantage of the gold open access in which publication processing fees replaces the journal subscription as a source of income. The number of predatory journals and articles published by these journals continues to rise fast. Authors publish in predatory journals because they are new to the research and publishing. They feel pressure to publish quickly and also they are unfamiliar with the journal's field. So, what are the harms by the predatory journals? These are academic and scientific ambiguity, wastage of resources, poor scholarships, unscrupulous publications, poor or no peer review, jeopardizing trust, research work is untraceable. Types of predatory publishers. There are different common types that has been identified. These are first hijackers. Hijackers represent a well-known periodical or publication linked to a renowned company. These journals frequently add an extra word to an existing journal's name, such as advances, review, or reports. Like if we take the example of Library High Tech, it is a journal in Emerald, and if somebody is new to the research and he comes across to a journal similarly named as High Tech Library High Tech Journal, so he might not be able to identify. So these comes in the category of hijacker predatory publishers. Second one is the unicorn. These publishers could be legitimate companies who aren't giving decent products or customer services. They are common issues with no archival policy, absent or ill-defined peer review standards, and possibly publishing ethics violations. Third is the Trojan horse. These come up with the legitimate looking websites with a great list of publishings, but nothing is as it seems to be look close if you look closer. The journals are empty shells or worse, include papers that have been stolen or plagiarized. Then fourth come is the visuals. After the paper is approved, they entice you with the promises and then charge you a hefty fees. Publication fees are rarely specified. Fishes are may demand money even if no paperwork has been signed after acceptance. So these are the four kinds that has been mostly come across by various researchers or the scientists publishing their articles in the journals. So here you must know about the predatory publishers and should avoid publishing in such journals. There are ways to identify these predatory publishers, or you can say questionable open access journals. Some points are the journals ask for submission fees instead of publication fees and tries to keep copyright to the author's work. A single publisher realizes an overwhelming large suite of new journals simultaneously. The journal says an issue will be available at a particular time, but the issue never appears. They try to say you that this issue will be appear by this time or by that time, but the issue never comes up. The editorial board is very small or coming soon. They might have in their websites that the editorial board will be coming soon or something like that, or they may say that the editorial board includes only two members to three members. The website is not professional in quality. The new researchers might not be able to identify the websites as they are new to it, but the researchers in progress working on their articles might be, or who have visited first, might be able to identify the differences. There are slight changes in the website available, and the website does not even look professional. The journal titles note national or international affiliations that does not match its editorial board or location. The content of the journal varies from title and the stated scope. The contents available in the journal, or you can say published articles in those journals, are totally different with the titles and scope stated. There are fundamental errors in the titles and abstracts. So, by these few points, you could be able to identify the predatory journals. Now comes to the quality indicators of a reputed journal. How can you say that some of these journals are reputed, or this is the journal in which I want to publish my article is a reputed journal? So the points you need to check through, or you need to cross check, are adequate and qualified review, qualified independent editorial oversight, transparent fees, procedures, and policies. That is, they provide you transparency among these three. The scope of the journal is well defined and clearly stated. Journal's primary audience is researchers and practitioners. Journals are affiliated or sponsored by the established scholarly societies or academic institutions. They may include the members from OSPA, that is Open Access Scholarly Publishers Association, COPE, Committee on Publication Ethics. Also, the journal is registered in LRICH Web Global Serials Directory. Journal is listed in the DOJAS, that is Directory of Open Access Journals. Articles are within the scope of the journal and meet the standards of the discipline. Any fees or charges for publishing in the journal are easily found on the journal's website and are clearly explained. You must also check the DOIs and ISSN. As articles have DOIs, also the journals have an ISSN, that is International Standard Serial Number through the ISSN portal. You can just cross-check these things. Journal indicates rights for use and reuse of the content at the article level. Journal is included in legitimate abstracting or indexing services or databases like Scopus, Web of Science, Medline. So these are the quality indicators that may help you to find your journal, whether it is a reputed journal or a predatory journal. Now comes here the resources for the researchers. The quality of a publisher or a journal is an important factor for a researcher to consider when making a decision about where to publish. Resources include the information on evaluation criteria, best practices, and membership lists for open access publishers, the publisher's blacklist, and a database of retracted articles. So these are the resources that a researcher can go through. If the journal is affiliated with any of the following industries or the association, like in the previously slides, I have mentioned this. Directory of Open Access Journal. DOAJ is an online directory that indexes and provides access to a high quality open access peer reviewed journals. OSPA, that is Open Access Scholarly Publishers Association, is a membership organization to promote and maintain the best practices of open access publishing. Then here comes the COPE. COPE focuses on the highest standards of publication ethics. Evaluating journals using tools. These are the tools that the researchers can go through. Think, check, and submit. It is a simple and easy tool to evaluate journals. Principles of transparency and best practices in the scholarly publishing. It is a 16 principle based that covers most aspects of scholarly publishing. Also, the journal or the publisher has been blacklisted among the following Bella's list of predatory journals and publishers, Retraction Watch, Calabel's blacklist, list of the journals which claim to be in Doges. Now here comes the tools to avoid the predatory journals, which would help the researchers. Think, Check, and Submit is the website that allows you to choose the right journal for your research. There are three words: think, check, and submit, and at every stage you have to cross check whether you are going to a particular website or not. So in Think, here are some questions listed. You can cross check with the journal you are looking for. Think, are you submitting your research in a trusted journal? Is it the journal of your work? New journals are launched each week. More research is being published worldwide. Many researchers have concern about the predatory publishing. How can you be sure the journal you are considering is the right journal for your research? These are points to be think of when you are deciding to publish into a journal and whether it is good fit for your research or not. Now here comes the second word, is that is check. Reference this list when you have chosen your journal, when you have decided that you are going to publish in this journal. You need to just cross check these questions with your journal. Do you or your colleagues know about the journal? Is the journal clear about the type of peer review it uses? Are articles indexed or archived? Can you quickly identify the contact and contact the publishers? Is it clear what they will charge? Is the publishers a member of a recognized industry initiatives, which already included COPE, Doges, OSPA? And here the third part is the summit, where if you answer yes to the most of the questions, then you can go for it to submit your article. Some questions like it would be the best if you were confident the chosen journal would have suitable profile among your peers to enhance your reputation and your chances of gaining citations. Your paper should be indexed or archived and can be easily discoverable. Publishing in the right journal for your research will raise your professional profile and help you progress in your career. You should expect a professional publishing experience where your work is reviewed and edited. Only then you submit your articles. When you get all these answers in a yes position, then you can submit and further proceed for the publishing. Similar on the similar pattern, there comes the tool for determining whether you're choosing the right conference to attend and present your research. So the tool is Think, Check, and Attend. What it is, basically, it is an international initiative that has aimed to guide and assist the researchers and scholars when choosing trusted conference to attend and present their research. So Think allows you to get is it the right conference to attend and present your research. Check helps you to checklist provides guidance on trusting a conference to attend and present your research. And attend basically completes the checklist and attend the conference. So accordingly you can proceed. Now let's talk about the licenses and Creative Commons. Uh, as we all are aware of the copyrights, the copyright holder grants permission for their content through licenses. Licenses can be applied to approve specific uses of a copyrighted content. The creator's copyright remains with them in some circumstances, but they have elected to let others utilize their work. The creators may sell licenses or give away the gratis. That is, reuse, redistribution, derivatives work, and commercial use can be facilitated with the help of licenses. As in the picture on the right hand side corner, we have always seen this first symbol with the commercial publications. And from the past of almost around 10 years, we have come across the second symbol in the articles, presentations, and books. That is CC in the circle, which means Creatives Commons. This means awareness among the authors about the copyright have been increasing, and that is helping them to choose the license they want for their particular article or a book. As earlier we used to give away all the rights to the publishers by using copyright symbol, but now not doing that. We are gaining knowledge, understanding, and applying it. Most of the authors are knowledgeable and aware of the others' licenses, that is the Creative Commons licenses. So you must know about the Creative Commons licenses, which will help you in your journey of writing articles in journals and books. So you can keep copyright with you and opt for Creative Commons. So now what does the Creative Commons licenses mean? It is a suite of licenses that sets out the rights of the authors, users, providing alternatives to the standard copyright. These are widely used, simple to state, machine readable, and have been created by legal experts. So there is also called as Creative Commons licenses. These are the most widely used licenses of their kind. The licenses are basically made up of four parts that can be combined, and six different ways can be produced. So these are the four terms: VY, that is attribution required; NC, non-commercial use; ND, no derivative work; SA, share alike, the license must be same on the derivative work. The ND and SA components cannot be combined, as SA only applies to the derivatives work. Also, there is something called public domain, that is, you can see in this third symbol, which has been the copyright symbol and it's been crossed over with a slash. If anyone uses this Creative Commons license, no this means that anyone can use this article. So this is basically according to the copyright law, after the death of the author and after the certain years that has been passed, which differs from the country to country, the author's particular author's work is being in the public domain, where there is no copyright on the work of that author and anyone can use the work freely. In such cases, this kind of particular symbol being used, and in in Creative Commons licenses, the symbol similar to this is CC0, which stands for the public domain. Now, these are the six types of licenses which could be created. Uh, See here, CC0 is basically equivalent to public domain. It's also mentioned in this Creative Commons licenses. So, six types of Creative Commons that you can create are: the first one is CC BY, that is attribution one. Attribution license means what? That is, someone only have to cite your name. That's it. They can use for commercial purpose or they can make changes in your work. It is a very basic license and you just need to provide citation for the work. As you can see on the table right hand side, the columns mentioned here is copy and publish, attribution required, commercial use, modify and adapt, change licenses. So in the public domain license, you have you doesn't require the attribution, whereas publishing and copyright is there. For commercial use you can use it, modify it and make changes and change the licenses also. So in CC BY, that is, you have all the rights to copy, publish, make it for commercial use, modify and adapt. And this is the very basic license, as I already said, to use. The second one is the CC BY-SA, that is attribution share alike. What does it mean? If we use this, then same type of license is to be used by the person who is taking the article, but it can be used for the commercial purpose, as well as it can be modified as the way the user wants. The third one is CC BY-ND, that is attribution no derivatives, where you cannot make the change in the article written by the author and you have to use it as it is. Okay. The fourth one is the attribution non-commercial, that is CC BY-NC. So here uh, you cannot make the change, here you can't sell it, it can be changed. So in this one you can't modify, but you can use it for sorry, you can't sell, but you can use it for. Now the next is attribution non-commercial non-derivatives CCBY-NC-ND, where you have to cite the person's name, but it cannot be used for commercial purpose and it can be modified. The last one is the attribution non-commercial share alike, where what does it means? It means you have use share like license, the author using, but you cannot use it for the commercial purpose. So these are the basic licenses that have been discussed, and you can use it in your articles and use Creative Commons by keeping your copyrights with yourself. Predatory publications by SPPU, that is Savitribai Phule Pune University. We need to have more clarity on what constitutes as a good publication, and the broad requirements for a good journal arises as a number of university faculty and students when fall prey to bogus predatory publishers and journals. Hundreds of new publishers have sprouted and boosted their lucrative business for the unprecedented need of the publication of disparate authors. So, as a proactive measure to combat predatory journals, UGC has produced a whitelist of high quality journals. But the list was tainted by low quality articles and it has received a strong criticism, which opened the floodgates for desperate authors. Nonetheless, the UGC India was the only one of the top 10 funders to provide journals selection information on its website. Presently, as a recent analysis in 2015 indicated that the predatory journals finding most of their prey in developing countries. That is, they are targeting the authors and the authors and the researchers of the developing countries, especially in India, Nigeria, and some African and Middle East countries, and particularly those who are among the emerging economies where research output is rapidly growing. Basically, the on-growing countries they are targeting, and they are trying to find out and establish their business with such countries by providing and lucrating the desperate authors for getting their articles and papers published. For to solve this problem that is being grazing year by year, Savitri Phule Pune University has appointed a committee in March 2015 to look after the issues of such predatory journals. This is the man named Bhushan Patwardhan. He is a biomedical researcher and a professor of health sciences at Savitribai Phule Pune University of India and the founder and editor-in-chief of Journal of Ayurveda and Integrative Medicine published by Elsewhere. He is also the current vice chairman of the UGC Grant Commission, which plays a key part in India's anti-predatory journals effort. A study was so the committee so established has conducted a study that has been titled as a critical analysis of the UGC approved list of journals, which resulted that over 88% of the journals recommended by universities for inclusion in the UGC list were of poor quality. After this study, an effort has been made where UGC approved a list of journals that removed over around 3,000 predatory journals from the original list of nearly 5,000 titles. The UGC approved list of journals has been decommissioned and it has been replaced with the UGC Care Reference List of Quality Journals, that is UGC Care List. The study has made an effort to undertake and prepare the guidelines for the research publications. So here comes the guidelines and the recommendations to avoid predatory publishing by SPPU, that is Savitribai Phule Pune University. As we know, the problem of publishing ethics and predatory journals is severe and is a global phenomena. There cannot be a centralized policy or the solution. So, in each country and region, every institute and university need to come out with its guidelines. So, the committee therefore recommends the following as a policy to encourage responsible research and ethical publishing. The committee says that the journals which are regularly published for more than 5 consecutive years do not guarantee publication in a short time at cost consideration. Thus, the institutes and universities need to post the accurate and correct information on the websites, have reputed persons on their editorial boards and members of the reputed bodies like COPE, papers published in private in-house journals, proceedings of workshops, seminars, orientations should not be regarded as research publications. The second, it says that by the UGC Regulation 2010, university should develop a comprehensive faculty-wise list of quality journals and reputed publishers in each subject. So, this should be a reference when dealing with the research guides recognition, PhD and MPhil submissions, selections, confirmations, increments, and considering score under the category 3A and B of API. Third, it says that mere ISSN number is insufficient to say that the individual publication is peer-reviewed, reputed, and referred journal. The publisher or the journal should be indexed in a globally accepted databases and should preferably be the member of the bodies like COPE and must allow the research publication ethics in a transparent manner where all accurate, correct, and vital information should be available on their journal's website. The fourth point, it says that a good journal that compiles the ethics in publishing need to be indexed in reputed agencies like Scopus, Web of Science, Science Direct, PubMed, SSRN, etc. Then only it should be considered as a reputed journal. There are various types of tools and metrics developed by the reputed agencies like Thomson Reuters, that is Science Citation Index, Impact Factors, Scopus, SMIGO, H-Index, and SJR are the few reliable indicators. By using them, the researchers or the author can identify whether the journals are reliable enough to put their articles in. Therefore, it is always better to not to rely on any single metrics and try to access at least more than three reputed indexing or metrics agencies and databases. The fifth recommendation what says that research publications in Marathi, Hindi and other languages constitute an important aspect of the faculties of arts, fine arts, humanities and social sciences. So There should be a due recognition to Marathis and other languages. Journals should be given, and the modalities to identify reputed journals in such languages, other than it should be decided by a committee of a senior social science professor, together with external national expert, duly approved by a vice chancellors. The 6 points of the recommendation says the faculty-wise list should be developed by an independent committee, which needed to be appointed by Vice Chancellor, consisting of senior professors from the university and external expert, including the national research professors, directors of national institutes, fellows of national academies, and others distinguished academicians. Journals published in national academies, national institutions, or you can say national societies should be recognized. These lists should be updated annually and published in the annual reports and displayed on the university's websites. So the authors and the researchers should be benefited. The seventh point, it says that classification of journals like national or say international and ranking merely based upon their impact factors is not relevant in today's time, especially when you know that there are large number of predatory journals with the names starting with the word international, global, world are present in plenty of or you can say several counterfeit impact factor agencies exist. So, because of many counterfeits agencies have cropped up giving fake H index and impact factors, utmost care need to be taken before including such journals in the official list of the university. So it's the universities or institutions' responsibility to go through all such recommendations and follow up to make their researchers and authors' work published ethically. The eighth recommendation says, or the guideline says, that many fake indexing agencies, societies, and academies have been created a false identity to sound and appear similar to the reputed agencies. So, with the help of Bella's list, which provides a primary guidance and information on predatory journals or the publishers, misleading metrics and the hijacked journals could be consulted. As 9 says, university should create more awareness about predatory publishers and importance of publishing ethics so that the faculties and students are encouraged to do high quality rigorous research and not to be succumb to desperation of to publish poor quality work by taking shortcuts and easy ways. So it's the responsibility of the universities and the institutes to encourage their students and provide more awareness about the predatory publishers and the importance of ethics in their publications to make quality research available to the society. The 10th it says the quality of any publication can be the best judged after considering the amount of work, methodology, novelty, etc., which can be evaluated by external experts in the field of anonymous manner. That is, the quality of any publication, as we all know, could be judged by an external expert who has the knowledge of the same similar field available. So, as long as the term policy, the university should strengthen its research culture and bring a stringent external peer review system to evaluate its research output critically. So, these are some available guidelines that I have mentioned here. and for the further you can get access on the website provided below. So I hope I would be able to provide you the overview of the predatory publications with the guidelines and the recommendations provided by the Savitri Bai Phule Pune University.